This hot water heater uses a heat pump to heat the hot water. And what that is actually doing, and you can hear it, it's on right now. And what it's doing is it's actually sucking air from the surrounding basement air into the unit and extracting the heat that is inside that air and putting that heat into the water. And so what that means is that as it takes the heat out of the surrounding air, it cools the basement off a little bit, and it also dehumidifies. So the cold water that comes into the hot water heater goes in down at the bottom, and you can see that the hot water gets picked off at the very top of the tank. And so there's actually a temperature gradient inside this tank where the hot water of course rises and gets picked off here, and then the cold water is down below. And so that too helps with making sure that you always have available hot water, because there's a big repository of hot stuff up here, and the colder water is way down at the bottom where you're not, picking it out from. One of the considerations for a unit like this is, as you can see, I'm about 6 feet tall, and this is a little bit more than 6 feet tall, and so you need to have adequate space and clearance in the room where you want to put this. The other thing is, since it works by sort of stealing the heat from the surrounding air, you need enough ambient air in its surroundings for it to get enough heat to put into the water. And typically they say you want around at least about 700 square feet of open space around the unit to give it enough heat to work with. This runs on all electricity, and it uses very little electricity. So on a typical day, we probably use anywhere from 2 to 5 kilowatt hours to heat our hot water. And so here in Belmont, that's costing us less than $1 per day to do our hot water heating. The real nice thing for the environmental considerations is that doing your hot water heating, or anything for that matter, with electricity is better for the climate, because as Belmont Light commits to acquiring cleaner sources of electricity from renewable sources, that means that running any device in your house, including this hot water heater, is better for the environment. Even though this is somewhat new technology, there are lots of places that sell heat pump hot water heaters. We happen to get this one at Home Depot, so it's not a particularly exotic item. You can find these all over the place, and the plumber had no problem hooking this up. It's all pretty straightforward. The only major difference from what we're sort of all used to is the fact that it uses a big heat pump on the top to do the heating instead of natural gas.